Hi, I'm going to try to recreate the last few minutes that were cut off because I didn't feel like editing the actual original video and then trying to upload that to YouTube. And I have some other things to talk about. Okay, so where we were at the end of the last video was you touched a hot button, he came up from a bad beginning, that's connected to his strong reaction. And at first I was like pondering, like maybe he just thinks I'm too insane to take on such a responsibility. And, but then I was like, but he always seems really forthright with me. That didn't like, and then, well, okay, so before that, I felt that before this and Sean and his triggering, I was defending homeschool to Danielle, and I was like, I read this study, a survey with 100 families with adult children who had been homeschooled, and the majority, I don't know the number, said homeschooling had been beneficial, no regrets. And the only ones that did have regrets and wished they'd been sent to school were the children of fundamentalist Christians and the children of mentally ill mothers. I'm not sure if that got included in the last video. So then, so then she's telling me you may have pushed this button. And so then I'm thinking after what she told me, I was like, does she see me as a mentally ill mother and I can't do this? And I feel like if he felt that way, instead of wigging out, he would have been like, maybe this is too stressful for you. Whatever. Or all the generic things people say, like the socialization stuff. But he was just flipping out. So I was pondering it, probably more than I should be, because I know too much about these people. Actually, I don't know anything about Danielle's personal life, except that she's married to my doctor. But I was like, maybe he was homeschooled by a Christian mother who only would study the Bible, which I think is psychotic, or a mentally ill mother where there was some kind of, it was terrible in some way. And like that might be where he's coming from, because when I was like, I know a family that they're very happy, their kids are homeschooled, they're healthy, they just seem like a great connected family. I love being around them. And he was like, that is the opposite of my experience. So yeah, I don't know if I said any of this before. Upshot is, I'm thinking about them too much. I love them. I shouldn't be loving them. I'm thinking about their personal lives. I shouldn't be. Right? Or if I should bring it up. I don't want to bring it up because I want to keep doing it. I want to know more and more and more. Okay. It's weird. It's like they're never going to invite me to Thanksgiving dinner or, a ski trip. And I will never do the same toward them. We're not friends, and it's a different kind of relationship, and it's confusing. This whole fucking thing's confusing. I could tell they like me. I like them. In a different setting, we could be friends, but alas, we met in this setting. But I'm glad he's my doctor, because he's a good doctor. He's the best psychiatrist I ever had. Putting aside, I think he is cute, and I like talking to him. He's still a good doctor. He's a great doctor. He's head of the program at Stony Brook, which makes his flip out kind of crazy, right? But anyway, we're all human. So, okay, anyway, today, the Rochelle day, my drink beep is going off, and I have to take drink out of freezer into fridge before it freezes. I don't want to freeze. So flustering and wasting so much time. Okay, so it's over with them. I have nothing left to say. Today, Rochelle comes, and I have a peaceful conversation with Paul this morning, where I'm like, how about when you get ready for work now, I just go to Starbucks and hang out until it's time for you to go to work, and then Poppy and I will do whatever. We'll bring both cars. Or for some reason, he's like, all right. And so we got out of there, but we had to get up so much earlier than we used to. So right now I feel exhausted. And we go to Starbucks, everything's normal. And he starts talking about his song. He had more harmonies. He's not sure if he wants to add clarinet or whatever. We have this discussion about his song. And I am like, he's like, maybe I'll just leave it piano and vocals. And I was like, you know what? It's such a powerful song that it could be that. And the way it builds, starts off very simply and builds up, and then the harmonies come in like hugely. It's like Brian Wilson. It's great. Like, you've already made a great song. You don't have to keep adding to it unless you want to. And that would probably be great because of your instincts. So I was like, it's such a great song. It's so great. And then somehow I got this like evil bug in me that was like, am I great? What about me? He didn't return the compliment. Not that I was complimenting him, I really meant it. But this like weird, jealous, like, am I as good as he is in the writing world? Why isn't he, of course he wouldn't, because he's autistic emotionally. Like, I mean, he isn't really, but it wouldn't occur to him. So I somehow brought it up, not in a way that it was personal and that, and showing me to be as pathetic as I am. I eventually got there. But like talking about talent and hard work. And this is like a fight we've been having for 20 years. And I'm like, you're born with your talent and you can disregard it, or you can take it and run with it, work hard, and make something great. And someone else that was not born with that talent can work really hard and their result will not be great. And he's like, it's subjective. And I was like, okay, so look at something in the Museum of Modern Art. No, not painting examples, but I was like, fuck, I can't remember. I was like, go to an open mic and then listen to your own music. And then I was like, read Ulysses and then go grab the latest paperback. And you'll see a difference. And the difference is talent. So, and there are levels of talent. There's talent that's like genius, innovator, or there's talent that's just like great, above the rest, whatever. That's how I feel. And I was combative because he wasn't agreeing with me. And I was like, it's true. It's true. You just don't. You want everyone to be equal and fair, and you don't want anybody to be better than anyone else, and you think that's mean, but like, let's just face it. And then I kind of got him to come around. I was like, what about sports? I was like, do you think you could work really hard even at age 17 and like make it to the Olympics for swimming or anything, or make it on a football team? Well, his size wouldn't allow that, but do you think you could be an Olympic level swimmer? Do you think you would have had that in you? And he was like, maybe if I had the interest. And I was like, really? Do you think that you were a potential Olympian? I was like, because the Olympians are the best. And there are people that almost make it, that are so good. They're great, but they don't make it to like the greatest level. Like there are levels, there are differences, and it's somewhat measurable, even with objective opinions, especially with anything in the arts. He kept like, it's objective, subjective, subjective. So I started to feel like upset. Like I wanted, I don't know, I wanted him, because I had said he was great, I wanted him to say I was great. Or something like that. I don't know. I just wanted something from him, personal, toward me, because I'd given him really detailed feedback on the song that I haven't even given in this video. Okay, so then we leave Starbucks, and he has to go to work. He's late for work already. And we get to my car, and I'm like, I want to slash my wrist. I feel like I'm going to die. Like, I felt like I was having a massive panic attack, and I felt like a loser. Like if I'm not a great writer, what I want is like critical, like respect and acclaim, like very much, and to be a bestseller, and to be sold to Hollywood, make a fucking ton of money, and have money, and be dependent on no one, and to have the respect of people that I don't even care about, people in Paul's family. Because if you take that away from me, if that doesn't happen, I am a messy bipolar mom who's waiting to get disability money and who is relying on handouts from her mother-in-law. And so I want to change that around with the thing that I'm really good at. It's kind of a rock star dream. It's like there is some possibility that could happen, and I'm not completely delusional, but there's some chance, like there's some reality to what I want, possibly. And I don't dwell on that when I'm writing or editing. That's like what I think about, in other times. But it's not just a fantasy. It's like fear. It's like I have to make it. Like it's not like a daydream. It's more like I have to make it. I have to do this. But it's weird because I detach from that when I'm actually writing and editing. And it's all about the story. But we fight about whether or not, like, pretty much everything in Starbucks. And finally I was screaming at him. Not screaming, but I was like, I don't want to be better than you are, but I want to be equal. And I don't feel like I'm there because I wasted 20 years being mentally ill and having bad relationships and never having a stable home. And when I would try, it wouldn't be good, and I'd be discouraged, and I would quit. So I didn't have that stick-to-itness. But I did do the diary, so I was physically writing and having thoughts. So like diaries, and he was like, "Those diaries, you're drawing upon them for these stories." I was like, "Okay, that's true," but he's like, she's like, "You're great." He's like, "And you're getting better." And I got mad that he said I'm getting better, because it's like, well, if I'm great now, how am I getting better? I was like, fucking crazy. I couldn't stop feeling crazy. I wanted him to get down on bended knees and tell me that I was the greatest that ever was. I'm not. I know that I'm not. I don't know how to, I want my talent measured, and I don't know how to measure it, and Paul's not the one to measure it by. And he did say it was great, which is, him, like, usually he's so withholding, but this is gonna run out. I have to stop. But it was a nightmare.